All right, so we have Tom asking, in several older pictures that he has seen, the gentlemen were wearing two different colors of what looks like tartan hose on, and neither of them match the color of their kilts. Is there a significance to those hose?
Argyle hose that don't match the kilts.
He's saying two different colors, so I'm gonna guess they're diced. So meaning
Two colors, not like one
Two
leg
men.
is
yeah,
this,
no,
one
no,
leg is
yeah,
that.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
that would be weird.
yeah.
Even for then.
I'm assuming he means
Diced
diced
hose.
because
Sure.
you'd see
Yeah.
that. So
You can stand for this one. The British military would wear, the red and black. Is it red and black or red and white?
it
Oh,
depends.
yeah,
Both, yeah.
red and black diced toes with black watch or whatever tartan.
Yeah.
They're not. Diced toes do not have to be matchy matchy. Diced toes, frankly, aren't usually matchy matchy. Being matchy matchy is very much an American thing and also a current day Scottish thing, where like the hire industry and the rental industry in Scotland. There's a lot of the matchy matchiness is kind of seeping into Highland wear, but traditionally speaking, you didn't necessarily match things. Like you could have a yellowish brown tweed with a modern colored tartan, like a regular green and blue black watch kind of tartan, and it's fine. It looks fine. Same kind of thing with the hose. It wouldn't have to be, you wouldn't have to have navy and black or navy and green diced hose to match black watch. It would be red and white hose or red and black hose diced for black watch.
Now, for someone who's new to kilting, what exactly are diced hose? What exactly are Argyle hose that you did bring up?
Sure. Argyle hose are, think of like Argyle socks. They look, they're like tartan on an angle, so it's effectively diamond shape, not squares. And Argyle hose typically are done using the same colors as the kilt. So for the kilt I have on here, I would, if I were to get a pair of Argyle hose, I might have blue and navy as the main two diamonds, with, let's say, a red line in the green and a black line, well, a red line in the navy and a black line in the green, or something like that. So you're basically taking the pattern and using that color palette and then tweaking it and putting it on an angle, and those are diced hose. Generally, they're hand knit. There's not a lot of places that do them. We had one lady who used to do Argyle hose for us way back when, and she retired. And since then, we just said, yeah, we're not doing them anymore because we couldn't find anyone else to do them.
So don't call me and ask for them.
But those are different from diced hose, which are just two colors, and it's kind of checkerboardy squares.
Yeah. Have the kids play chess on your hose?
Do you think Argyle hose are something of the past now, or do you think they'll eventually come back around?
It all comes back around because it's all fashion to a degree. I don't think that they've definitely lost steam. Two reasons. One, reason number one, because there's a lot less formal events, and you generally don't wear Argyle hose for day wear. You generally reserve them for more formal type functions. Two, they're freaking expensive because a lot of them are actually hand knit. And ultimately, if you put it in the context of everyday wear, you're paying $150, $250 for a pair of socks versus a pair of black hose or love it green hose or whatever that you can buy for $25-$30. They're, to most people, $25 is fine compared to a couple $100 for a pair of Argyle hose. Yeah. Having the love it green hose now versus 8 weeks for the Argyle hose. There's time, there's money, there's how many times a year you're going to wear it. There's also how many times a year you're going to wear it. If you're going to wear it once a year, twice a year, is it worth the investment at that price point versus something that you're going to be able to get more use out of?
I'd rather get another kilt than a pair of hose that expensive, or at least save up if I'm in between being able to get to another kilt. Yeah, that is. I think it's also difficult to match any kilt you might have. If you have a very standard set of colors, like we talked about, blue and green with a little white and red, it's not that hard to target to hit. But if you're like, oh, well, I have the 1852 muted variant of this tartan. I need the perfect match. It's going to be.
I was about to agree with you. Now I'm disagreeing.
Okay, but like I have Buchanan inauguration. I want
this
perfect hose,
fuchsia,
and it's got to be just right. If you're concerned
green.
about matchy, it's tough. It's
Now,
a moving target again.
Now it depends on the company. Now, when we used to do the diced hose, this is before you were in the store. We would actually send. We would ask the customer for a swatch of their tartan and send that to the lady that knit the hose. So she would actually buy the yarn or have the yarn dyed. I don't think he had dyed, but in theory, she would get the yarn to match the actual kilt fabric. Now, where I thought you were going, and I was about to be like, yeah, that's a good point, so I'll make it, was if you
I'll take credit.
If you have two tartans and you have a modern and an ancient version of the same tartan, then the Argyle hose would only really match the one, not the other. So yes, you wouldn't get as much use out of it for
Do you want to buy
kilts.
$250 pairs?
Yeah,
That's tough.
exactly. Now, but in fairness, in that kind of situation, odds are you'd say, okay, this is the one that's fancier, or the 8-yard versus the 5-yard, or this is the one I'm going to wear to fancier, nicer events. This is the one I'm going to have the hose match, and then boom, that becomes just like your jeans. These are my dressier jeans. These are the ones I mow the lawn in. This is my nice suit that I'm going to wear to church, and this is the one I just wear whenever I need to dress up a little bit. Make sense?
Yeah, my thinking with dressing up with kilts is generally to let the kilt be the main show, and I tend to go solid colors elsewhere. As a rule, not always, not 100% of the time, but solid color shirt, solid color tweed, solid color hose. It makes it easier for the kilt to do the work. And if you've got diced hose and a kilt, and you've got like some kind of patterned paisley shirt, and we're starting to go back to recreating the worst look possible. It's too much.
Yes, you are.
It's too much. So
I would say a paisley shirt with any kilt is too much.
I would tend to agree. But if you're going wild with the patterns, it could be too much. And I'm the most annoying customer to myself in that I like the colors to be just right. So if those hose come in and they're 90% there, I'd be annoyed.
Fair.
So now we do have as a continuation of the question, Eric from outside the room is also asking, are diced easier and cheaper than in the long run than Argyle?
Did he use a Ouija board? Is he from the great beyond?
Not cheap.
Yeah, no, diced hose are not much cheaper than Argyle. They're essentially similar. So, yeah.
I've had a few people inquire recently. They wanted to do hose tops because they thought it'd be a less expensive option. And they're not much less expensive.
Yeah.
And they don't really make sense if you're not doing spats too. So.
Yeah.
So.
Agreed.
Yeah, not a lot of good ways to do this kind of look on the cheap.
Yes, but public service announcement for today: don't wear a paisley shirt with your kilt, please. I don't care what Ian says. It's not even funny.
And don't even put it on just to take a picture to post in the group.
Don't even joke about this.
Rocky. Did I just get a demotion?
Yes, definitely don't do that. Another public service announcement. We're extending store hours. Ian will be here till 10 o'clock at night, every night. Be sure to stop in around 9:45 and then talk to him about a full package. He'll love it. He doesn't mind at all. Thanks for watching the video, guys. If you want to let us know your thoughts, please tell us in the comments. And if you want to be involved in a community of kilt wearers who love this kind of stuff as much as you do, go check out our Facebook group, Kilts and Culture. And if you want to support USA Kilts, go check out usakilts.com. Have a good day, guys.